How is everybody doing?
Yeah.
Good. Fantastic. Good evening. My name is Nathan Walton. I'm the Executive Director of One Life Ministries. And I want to first begin by just saying thank you. Thanks first and foremost to God, who's given us another opportunity to gather and to reflect on what He's been doing in our community. Thanks also again to Trinity for being this gracious host again this year. Thanks to the One Life board and staff, and especially to those who are members of the development committee, who are the most responsible for organizing all this. Thanks also to the program participants who gave of their time, their energy to animate this event with all their artistic gifts. And lastly, I want to thank each and every one of you. Your presence here tonight is a reminder of the amazing community support that we are privileged to experience as a ministry. What a difference a year makes. During last year's banquet, I had only been served with Abundant Life for about 2 months. But I was already amazed at what God was up to. And the image that most clearly characterized that season for Abundant Life was the image of deepening roots. On the one hand, we were taking steps to become more rooted in our vision and our mission, remembering the core values that marked the inception of Abundant Life. On the other hand, we find ourselves on the cusp of becoming more physically rooted in our neighborhood through the purchase of an additional house. Since last year's banquet, these efforts have culminated in some concrete next steps for our ministry. We took steps to become more rooted in our vision by approving a ministry-wide strategic plan, which outlines our goals for the next few years and the specific strategies involved in pursuing those goals. Those goals include improving organizational health, deepening our relationships with our neighbors, advancing more effective programs, and broadening sustainable partnerships. Yet we also took steps to become more rooted in our neighborhood following the purchase of an additional house. We successfully moved the rest of our offices into Prospect this year, including my office finally, while also doubling our program space. So I'm proud to say that we're now fully in the Prospect neighborhood. One image of the difference a year makes is that this year our annual neighborhood cookout doubled its attendance from the previous year, as 150 Prospect residents joined us on our property for an evening of fellowship and dinner. The success of this event was a microcosm of the power of proximity. The ways that simply being present with our neighbors, taking time to break bread, and in our case also breaking some pinatas, the ways that these things can actually lead to friendships that can ultimately point us all towards Jesus. These have been some of the examples of how we have sought to become more rooted in our neighborhood and our work. As we've done this, it has given us a chance to begin expanding our vision for what's really possible. And if I were to compare the season we're in now with where we were this time last year, I would say that those roots that we deepened are now allowing us to grow. One way we're expanding is through the launch of an Abundant Life Fellows program, which is a year-long internship for faculty staff. This program will enable us to more effectively serve the nearly 100 youth and adults who participate in our programs each and every year, providing much-needed additional staff support. It will also create an additional structure for Indigenous leadership development. So as we continue to develop the program, we hope for it to become yet another avenue for those who grew up in the Prospect neighborhood to return from college and receive additional professional development and leadership training, all while serving in the very same community that they grew up in. In addition to this fellows program, this year we'll be relaunching a more robust program for our high school young ladies. Since our last banquet, we actually hired a new staff, Sonia Montalvo, who you saw in the video, to relaunch our Young Ladies program. Soon after she was hired, she won a National Emerging Leaders Grant, which enabled us to revamp our program for middle school girls, and this fall we're relaunching our high school program as well. Tonight is a night to celebrate these types of steps that we've been able to take as a ministry. Steps that both deepen our roots, but also expand in order to be able to make an even bigger impact. But this is also an event to celebrate our neighbors as they take their next steps. For some of them, those next steps will include college. So one of the things I'm most excited about is that recently, all 3 of our graduating seniors in our SHOT program have been accepted into 4-year colleges, which is awesome. Really a testament to their hard work and their resilience and God's work in their lives. Another exciting thing that's been happening is that 2 of our current participants in our personal finance class called Dollars and Cents were recently accepted into Habitat for Humanity's home ownership program. Also really exciting news. It's been a real blessing to walk alongside these individuals. And as we celebrate this tonight, we have an invitation for you to continue walking with us. Joining in the type of work that I've just described is what it really means to build community. But building community is never a solo effort. One of the reasons I'm confident that Abundant Life can play a role in this work is because we continue to witness the support of people just like you. When you partner with us through praying for us, serving our programs, or giving financially, you help to bring the city one step closer to what I believe has always been God's intention. A community of people who stop to listen to the felt needs of those around them and take steps to address those needs. A community of people who recognize the dignity, value, and assets of each and every one of our neighbors who are equally made in the image of God. A community of people who pursue reconciling relationships across barriers of race, class, and gender. A community of people who are committed to seeing everyone experience an abundant life. An abundant life, this is the work that we've been called to. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the privilege it is to be engaged in this work with you. Each and every one of you are here. You're one of the key reasons we're so excited about the future of Abundant Life and the future of our neighborhood. Thank you.